time I started making my first dubstep tunes. Sort of, he played one or two of them out and just sort of kind of got friendly with him really, and just went from there. We just found then that was when the dubstep forum was on the internet. I've been producing for ages and ages. I used to make loads of cut and paste hip hop, and as I say, I play guitar and bass and saxophone and drums, and I have done for a long time, and I used to record a lot of live instrument music and that sort of stuff. So I've been producing for a long time, and used to be in bands, but then I got tired of working with other people, to be honest. I just wanted to, you know what I mean, sort of do my own thing, and didn't want ideas to be sort of polluted by other people. I was in loads and loads of bands when I was like up to the age of about 17, 18, played bass and sax and reggae bands and rock bands, and I just had to work on my own. I went right through college doing music and music technology, and then on to Leeds College of Music again to do music production, and that's all I've ever done. I'm rubbish at sport, rubbish at anything else. All I've ever done is music. I moved from Leeds to London in August last year. I've lived here for about 5 months. Even if you listen to like the last songs I made in Leeds and the first songs that I made in London, you can tell there's a difference instantly. But I think living with another producer and living with people who like that kind of music. Last year I lived with friends, kind of, but I was very separate, you know what I mean? It was a communal shared living room, but I was just spent time, you know, in the studio on my own, doing my own thing. So coming to London and being around everybody and having people coming around every day and living with people making music and like getting feedback and stuff, it's just trebled. I just try and get that sort of kind of steppy, like digital dub flavour sort of running through them all. But recently I've been sort of trying a bit more harder stuff, but still retaining that kind of dub bounce and kind of as much melody as I can sort of get in there really. For the listener, to hear melodies, like a lot more melodies, when a lot of the stuff, especially earlier on, was a bit sparse. Like, some people love it, some people hate it. It definitely divides people, I think, because some people just like the dark, sort of minimal kind of bassline stuff, and then a lot of other people like melodies, and I think a lot of sort of mainstream people obviously like the more melodic stuff. But yeah, I think making more melodic stuff and dubby stuff. I mean, a lot of my dubstep, like, I wouldn't even really say is dubstep, it's just dub. You know what I mean? Like 1 or 2 tracks which I wouldn't even say is dubstep. They're 140 and you can mix them in nicely, but I wouldn't class them as dubstep. I'd just say it was just straight dub. So for me, there's a very thin line. I might start off making a tune that's dubstep and finish up with a dub tune, or start off making a dub tune and finish up with a heavy dubstep tune. So like, for me, there's really not much of a line. As long as it's all around the same tempo, 135, 140. For me, there's not really a separation, because when I play a DJ set, I'll play 50% like dub tunes, Bush Chemists, R.H. Steppers, Vibronics, that sort of hard stepping digital dub, and you know, 50% sort of dubstep tunes. I'll just mix it up straight, sort of half and half. Forward and kind of raves like that, like the one they did down at the Red Star, I get all kinds of people, like just random DJs, people from abroad, like guys from Finland, just come up and ask me for a CD. They say, Roscoe, have you got any beats that you can let off? And obviously not everything I make is coming out, so quite often there is. And yeah, most of the time I just say yeah, let a couple of bits off. But I do get, yeah, people ask quite a lot, and I think that's, a lot of producers would be like that as well. You know, at least be friendly with it anyway. And I think the way it is, but people feel like they can ask people. It's that accessible that people feel like they can just go up to a big producer and say, you know that tune, you know, are you letting it off at the moment? Can I have it, sort of thing? You know, it's that kind of thing where people feel like they can do that, which is good. The setup is not a lot really. I've just got the decal for the samples going through the mixer, little MIDI keyboard and the old spare. I like the little ones. I like the mixer because yeah, it's got the surround sound. It's got a surround sound thing on the mixer, and it's a bit bait, but I sometimes run my hi-hats and stuff through the mixer and back into my computer with the Behringer surround sound on. I haven't found anything quite like it to make it just sound real spatial and nice. and it's a bit of a kind of a ramshackle way of doing things, running it through a DJ mixer and then back into the computer. But since I've sort of been doing that on the mixdowns, they've got a lot better, so I guess it just kind of works. And I've just got a normal PC running Sony Acid Pro. Really, I do everything in Acid Pro, which is mostly a lot of audio and just VSTs. Every single person I've met has their monitors in front of them, and I don't turn around to listen to the tunes. I have to have them behind me, because when I was making tunes back in my mum's house back in the day, like, that was just where the speakers were of my hi-fi in relation to the computer when I first started putting beats together in Acid 2, would you believe? And I followed it all up for free, Acid 4, Acid 5. That's where the speakers were, just behind me, behind my head. And then when I moved out and went to university, sort of like, I put them in front of me like everyone else where they should be, where I was taught at university that monitors should be to hear the mix properly. And it just didn't feel right. It's got to be behind my head and loud. I'd like to see more nights that are successful with a much more bigger variety of DJs. I think that's the main thing, is there's just a monopoly on nights. There needs to be more. I'm sure everybody said there needs to be more dubstep nights, I can imagine. There just seems to be lots more international involvement in the last sort of 6 months or so. And I think that's just going to go crazy. I think the future, hopefully, will hold more bookings. I think the Dubstep Forum is still the centre. Everybody goes there to, even if it's just to advertise their night or their release or whatever, it's still sort of regarded as central to a lot of things. But yeah, I think the internet was, right, it wouldn't have grown, it wouldn't be like it is obviously without the internet. Oh, right. No, definitely the internet was massive, just purely because of pirate radio. Lots and lots of radio shows broadcasting online, you know, it brought Rinse FM to everybody, and everybody could listen to the old Quiet Storm sets. I was well into the dubstep, but I wasn't really making it at that time. And then I sort of did a few tunes and whacked them up on the old MySpace, and Luke Envoy heard them and was big into them, sent me some messages. I was like, well, just sort of off the cuff. I didn't really expect anything off it. I was DJing a bit of dubstep at the time, and I made a few sort of 30-second dubstep things, 3-minute dubstep, sort of dubstep things, just to put into my sets when I was DJing, but I wasn't really making it properly. And I put them on my MySpace, and sort of Luke Envoy got in touch, and he was like, yeah, they're massive, I really like them, and sort of I'll give them to Quiet Storm. Gave him to Quiet, and he was like, yeah, got in touch, phoned me up and said he wanted to do a first release, and I was like, massive. I was loving it, absolutely loving it. That was when I was up in Leeds, and I just sort of cracked on with that and went on, and then sort of my housing contract was running out in the house I was living in. I was thinking, shall I go down to London? Shall I not? But yeah, since I moved down, everything's sort of tripled really. Loads of bookings, like more releases, different labels, sort of. Yeah, this is that Jehovah tune. With the Congo Natty sample. Drop an orange. It's iron brew or Tizer, bruv. Iron brew or Tizer and coffee. I don't eat a lot when I'm making tunes because I'll just forget. I'll just sort of forget to eat, and as long as I've got a big bottle of pop and some smokes, I can sort of keep going for most of the day. And then when I stop, like, I'm like super hungry, need the toilet, everything that I sort of forgot about for the last few hours sort of comes back to me. So as soon as I stop making beats after a few hours, I'm straight to the toilet and in the kitchen. Sure, your drums are powerful. A lot of people sort of when they first start concentrate on the bass line and the drums aren't powerful enough. And I'm guilty of that. My old tunes, the drums aren't powerful enough, but I think that really, the snare drum has got to almost have as much punch as the kick drum, I would say. So make sure that your snares and your kicks have got as much punch and clarity as you can. That would be my one big bit of advice. And also cram in as much melody as you can. Yeah, cram in the melodies if you can, even just for 8 bars, and never drop it in again, just to get it in there. Yeah, get your melodies in there, and make sure your snares punch. That was my top tip. I'm Roscoe and you're watching Dubfiles.
Hello, I'm Crazy D and we're watching Dubfiles. I've roughly been doing dubstep about 6-7 years. Yeah, about that. My dubstep MCing evolved through MCing through garage, bedroom MC for when it comes to drum and bass. It was jungle back then, but then mainly garage, and then it evolved through that basically. Dubstep means music to me, so but it's I guess it's a mix of for me garage and a bit of techno, a little bit of house. It's got a little bit of elements, a bit of reggae mixed up into one kind of thing. So yeah, that's dubstep, I'd say. On the dubstep scene is a bit more relaxed. I'm not really, I mean, I know a few grime MCs and a few drum and bass MCs, and what they do and I do is a little bit different. Same thing as in you want the crowd to be hype, but what I try to do is keep it a bit more relaxed and more about the music, because a lot of people that follow dubstep, they're mainly for the music. So I've travelled a fair bit through the dubstep scene, mainly Europe. What can I say about it? It's quite big. It's bigger than I thought it would be. I mean, most places I've been to has been only once, so really you guys are ramping. Should be getting me out there more often. But no, but yeah, it's quite big. What can I say? Basically, Hatcher brought Crazy D back from the dead, because I was on a local radio station kind of thing. We both was on there. I was on there for longer than him, obviously. But then the station finished, and I was gonna finish with it. But Hatcher pulled me out the gutter, said, you know, we're gonna come and do this. For me, I love you, rare. So I was like, yep, we'll do that. And then the rest is history, basically. It's been a hard work. It's been, like I say, 6-7 years for doing just dubstep. You know what I mean? And I'm from old school garage, so from back then, when you was trying to get booked for doing dubstep, there was nowhere. So, but now there's. I'd say from 2002 onwards. I mean, mainly from 2005, I'd say 2006 even. A lot of people jumped on. And when the majority of people did jump on, it was healthy. It was very healthy. Mainly people are getting involved in the later stages, because the music's evolving. I guess the more people that get involved is the different angles, is the different angles that you come from. So there's a bit of reggae influence, a bit of hip hop influence, a bit of everything. So I guess that's what's made it better, I think. What would I like to see in this scene to make it better? More girls, obviously. What else? I mean, the music's fine. Maybe more MCs, maybe not. Maybe not. I'm trying to do an album right now, a few different various producers, but it's kind of on the down low right now and there's no rush. So I've been producing beats for years and years before I even started MCing, but obviously not very seriously because nothing's come out, but I'm a bit of a bedroom music maker, I guess. That's about it right now, yeah. I mean, I'm concentrating on the MCing thing. Yeah, the internet has been extremely, I'd say, good in the sense that it's been spreading dubstep more than, say, going to clubs and things like that, because there's not been a lot of clubs that was playing dubstep. And when they was booking Hatcher many years ago, it was for old school, and he was going out and playing old school while we was here grafting. So so he had that option where I did it. So yeah, the internet's been great for dubstep. Big up the internet and the dubstep forum. My influences come from different types of music, really. When I'm MCing, when I'm thinking about writing my MC and my lyrics,